Hello, my name is Sonali. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. The role of big countries on the global stage is made up of small countries, which is why the importance of developed countries depends on the developing countries. In such a situation, which country will prove to be beneficial for whom and which will pose a threat to whom, it all depends on the geopolitical environment. A similar situation prevails between China and its neighbor Taiwan. Taiwan's presidential election was recently won by William Lai, chairman of the Democratic People's Party. The next president of Taiwan will be William Lai. William Lai is considered close to the US and is considered an opponent of China. However, surrounded by water all around, this island is very important at the global level. Although the island is small in size, but due to its importance, the election in this region has become an international issue. In such a situation, it is necessary to raise the question that what is the meaning of the deteriorating China-Taiwan relationship at the same time? Why is the world interested in this small island group? And what will be the impact of Taiwan-China relations on India? In today's episode, we will discuss these questions. This island is located about 161 kilometers away from the southeastern coast of China. Situated between the South China Sea, the East China Sea and the Philippine Sea, the island is of great economic and strategic importance. Recently, William Lai has been elected the president here. According to experts, many changes are being speculated after the change of power in Taiwan. Looking at the volatile relationship between China and Taiwan, it is clear that China is Taiwan's biggest threat, but also its biggest trading partner. Improving relations with China is currently the top agenda of anyone who governs Taiwan. The reason behind this is the deteriorating economic condition of Taiwan at present. According to the data, the rising cost of living and the jobs crisis in Taiwan have been the main domestic issues in this election. Even with the prospect of a political standoff, analysts hope William Lai can strike the right balance between boosting Taiwan's economy and maintaining peace with China. China considers Taiwan as its part, but Taiwan considers itself independent. It is worth noting that Taiwan presents itself as an independent country under which there is a democratic governance system, but Taiwan has never officially declared itself an independent nation. That's why China claims its right here. Taiwan's geographical location and its economy give it a distinct identity on a global stage. The chips used in the electronic devices we use every day are made in Taiwan. In such a situation, if China controls Taiwan, then China will have control over this important industry of the world. At the same time, Taiwan provides an easy and smooth trade route at the global level. Obviously, China's control will further increase China's importance on the global stage. The impact of deteriorating relations between China and its neighbor Taiwan is well visible in global politics. From India's point of view, India has its interest in the South China Sea. This is because about 55% of India's trade with the Indo-Pacific region passes through this area. The economic prosperity of the region and India's interest here depend on a stable maritime order, which requires that the sea lanes be kept open. In this direction, India is pushing for a rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific region while upholding the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. In this context, the closeness between India and Taiwan increased, and an increase in bilateral trade was recorded between the two. According to statistics, trade was $1.1 billion in the year 2001, which has increased to $8.45 billion in the year 2022. Along with this, many agreements have been signed to increase cooperation in various fields and to continuously increase investment and economic cooperation. India-Taiwan bilateral relations in the field of science and technology began in 2018 when the Taipei Economic and Cultural Center in India and India-Taipei Association signed an MOU for cooperation in the field of science and technology. In fact, by forging ties with Taiwan, India is not only sending a strong message to China but also prioritizing its economic interest. So India's interests are also connected with Taiwan. Actually, Taiwan produces more than half of the world's semiconductors. Taiwan's participation is essential for India as its emphasis today is on the production of electric vehicles, mobiles, and other electric appliances. In this sequence, the companies of both countries have also set up a semiconductor plant in Gujarat. Also, India is popularly known as the pharmacy of the world. On the other hand, Taiwan is famous for its impeccable healthcare infrastructure and national insurance system. In such a situation, Taiwan-India can also increase cooperation in the medical field. India can also take advantage of Taiwan's IT capabilities. However, despite its strengthening relations with Taiwan, India has not yet openly supported Taiwan as a country. The reason for this is the One China policy, a sensitive and complex issue in international relations. Because of this policy, many countries do not openly support Taiwan. Let us understand what this policy is after all. Talking about the One China policy, it started in the year 1949. According to this policy, China is a nation and Taiwan is its integral part. The policy has been recognized by many countries of the world. This is a diplomatic acknowledgement of China's position that there is only one government in China. India's hands are also tied due to this policy, and if India recognizes Taiwan as a nation, it will have diplomatic, economic, and political implications, as well as it can increase regional tensions. Apart from India, the US is also close to Taiwan. However, under the One China policy, the US recognizes China rather than the island of Taiwan and maintains formal ties with it. According to experts, the One China policy is a major cornerstone of China-US relations. It is also the fundamental basis of Chinese policy making and diplomacy. However, it is noteworthy that US policy does not support Beijing's position and Washington maintains a strong unofficial relationship with Taiwan. That includes arms sales to the island and other cooperation. Amid all these ups and downs, it will be interesting to see where the newly elected government in Taiwan takes a clear stand. Now it's the turn of Sunday's special episode in which we talk about some other important international developments. JAXA, that is Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, has achieved a big position in the space world. Recently, Japan's Moon Sniper lander was landed on the surface of the moon. However, due to a problem in the power supply of the aircraft after landing, the condition of the lander is still being investigated. The aim of this mission of Japan is to search for water and the possibilities of human habitation on the moon. After this landing, Japan has become the fifth country in the world to send a spacecraft to the moon. It is noteworthy that before Japan, the United States, Russia, China, and India have successfully made soft landing on the lunar surface. France has announced gratitude and respect to the veterans of the World War II. This ceremony will be organized on the 80th anniversary of D-Day, that is 6th June. According to media reports, many heads of state are expected to be present at the ceremony, in which about 160,000 soldiers from Britain, America, Canada, and other countries will be honored. Notably, during the Normandy invasion, the Allied invasion of Western Europe, which was launched on June 6, 1944, involved the simultaneous landing of American, British, and Canadian forces on 5 separate beaches in Normandy, France. And with this, the whole of northern France was liberated by the end of August 1944. New turns emerge every day in the Israel-Hamas war that started last year. Recently, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu rejected the agreement with Hamas for the release of prisoners. It is believed that if Netanyahu had agreed to this agreement, perhaps the end of the war would have been announced. Netanyahu said in his statement that he would insist on complete Israeli security control over all areas west of Jordan. It is worth noting that in this war that started last year, thousands of people have died so far and lakhs of people have been displaced. So that's all in today's episode. See you in the next episode. But before that, let's note down a question based on today's story. How will the change of power in Taiwan affect global politics? Discuss. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.